Hello, welcome to this month's group healing session, New Year Energy Reset. So I want you to take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, think about your intentions for this new year, 2026. And I want you to scan energetically how you're feeling in this moment in relationship to your goals, to your manifestations. If anything is feeling heavy, a particular relationship, role, responsibility, anything that comes to your mind. So think about one aspect of your life that doesn't feel great in this moment. It could be your work, your finances, your health, your relationship. And once you narrow it down, just scan. How does it feel on the scale of 0 to 5? Now, secondly, I want you to think about an aspect of your life that you want to upgrade, change, transform, achieve, something that opens up your heart energy with joy. And again, it could be your work, your personal life, your relationship, travel, developing a hobby. So just narrow down one aspect of your life that you want to enhance and improve. And scan it on the list of 0 to 5, how you're feeling in this moment. Okay, so now we are going to dive into the session to support you with these two aspects of your life. Something that feels miserable that you want to change, and something, the second one, which you want to enhance, and something that uplifts your heart and joy. So sit comfortably, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Now, first thing that is showing up as a priority is the heart center. First piece of treatment that is showing up as a priority through your innate wisdom is enhancing self-love and self-nurturing, which feels compromised. And I'm tuning into your early childhood programming, especially for 7 years, where the programming was such where you need to modify yourself, behave in a certain way with your parents, with your mother, father, school, friends, so you were cherished, appreciated, and it was like constantly behaving in certain different ways with different people to be that good boy or a good girl and feel accepted and to get attention and love. Now, all that early childhood programming, learning to modify, learning to upgrade, learning to fit in, amend, fix yourself, has left this programming of conditional love, which means I am not good enough as I am. I have to constantly upgrade myself, transform myself, change myself to receive love, attention, and feel accepted. So we are looking at addressing this deeper wound in your inner child mind and blueprint, which is about conditional love, which in turn is hampering self-love, self-acceptance, self-nurturing. So with this treatment, we are working on clearing those belief systems, those active memories, mind crystals, everything that was programmed in those first 7 years from what you experienced, as well as the collective consciousness of your family, culture. So fragmenting all that programming, and we are bringing in this frequency of agape love, which means non-judgmental, unconditional love and acceptance of self, which is the biggest gift that you can give to yourself. And this leads to enhanced nurturing, self-love, this consciousness of feeling whole and complete, where there are no limitations, there are no limiting belief systems for self. So this particular treatment and frequency is to neutralize all the limitations. And these limitations could be, I'm not good at whatever, public speaking, math, making money, saving money, I'm not worth it, with love, relationships. So we're looking at transforming and transmuting all those limiting belief systems with this frequency of agape love, which is pure, non-judgmental love and acceptance of self, and the sense of feeling whole and complete. We are looking at optimizing your heart chakra for balance and supporting your sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. So the vagus nerve connection between the heart and brain. And this neurological connection is to calm the stress of the nervous system and to enhance the inner knowing and wisdom of the heart. So we are looking at optimizing the heart chakra, which is all about balance, self-love, self-nurturing. And now I'm working with realigning the heart center and the heart chakra to the central medial part of thalami. So we have got left and right thalami, and in the center of the thalamus is this center called central medial part of thalami. And this is all about the consciousness of self-acceptance, being in service of your higher self, your moral compass, and your righteous living, as well as being able to live in the present moment by grieving, transforming, and transmuting the attachments to the past. So with this piece of treatment, we are looking at healing the heart energy with balancing the central medial part of thalami and this another center of the brain, which is called septal area of the brain, which is the bliss mode. Another parallel treatment that is showing up as a priority is we are bringing in the frequency of vertical time. Vertical time is basically being anchored into the present moment, clearing all the past traumas, fears of future, shifting from the head brain, which is goal-oriented, to the heart brain, which is all about following your passion, your purpose, your inspiration, and your enthusiasm. So rewiring your nervous system to this heart brain which is being in the vertical time, in the present moment. And now we are looking at balancing the spin of your chakras with this focus of detoxification at the energetic level and emotional level. So a lot of trauma, stress, belief systems, self-sabotage patterns that have been imprinted on the chakras, diluting the consciousness of the chakras. So with this treatment, we're looking at balancing the frequency and the spin of the chakras with the consciousness of detoxification. And now we are specifically balancing the solar plex chakra, which is all about willpower, confidence, self-worth, tapping into your full potential, as well as strengthening your solar plex chakra for being able to digest, process, churn the stresses of your life. So I'm running a reset on balancing the head, heart, and gut brain, lymphatic drainage, for releasing all the emotions. We're also working with optimizing all the minor chakras and nadi circulation, balancing your kundalini energy, which runs through the spinal cord, to fragment the blockages in form of mind crystal, specifically behind the heart chakra and solar plex chakra. And this is for freeing up your self-worth, your self-confidence, and your self-love. Now we're also working on bringing in this consciousness of disentanglement with your roles, and especially the two aspects of your life that you focused on at the starting of the session, something that you felt miserable about, and something that inspires you, to motivates you to improve your life. So this consciousness of disentanglement is about neutralizing the identification with those stresses, problems, situations, and neutralizing all the fears, insecurities, and being able to see things from a practical way. So you're not feeling as identified and traumatized by those situations, roles, and responsibilities. So we're bringing in this consciousness of a neutral observer to the pineal gland to open up the third eye, which is balancing the pineal, pituitary, and hypothalamus. And this is all about witnessing the bigger picture, clairvoyance, the consciousness of a neutral observer who's witnessing without feeling identified and traumatized. We are bringing in this concept of sacred geometry, which is called circumpoint. Point in the center of the circle, totally detached, non-biased. And this consciousness is to support you to feel totally in balance with all aspects of your life. And we are working with balancing the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, specifically supporting your sleep cycles through balancing your circadian rhythms, optimizing your circadian rhythm and the SCN center of hypothalamus that regulates your sleep cycle, specifically through the liver and gallbladder meridian time. So the gallbladder meridian time runs through 11 to 1, liver meridian runs through 1 to 3 a.m. Now once you're in this deep, good quality of sleep through these circadian rhythms, then your body is able to process the stresses of the day and synthesize, churn, assimilate, as well as release all the stress and churn and assimilate the wisdom out of the situations of the day. So this treatment is to support you to get into this good, deep quality of sleep, for processing the stresses, synthesizing all the emotions and a deeper repair and rejuvenation. And now we are bringing in the frequency and a symbol of the golden mean, which is also called the symbol of Phi, to your heart chakra for enhancing that energy of joy, self-love and acceptance, as well as to the crown chakra, which is opening up the crown chakra, which is 1,000-petal lotus, for receiving support from higher consciousness and balancing your 7th and 8th chakra for out-of-box thinking and seeing the bigger perspective. So I want you to take a few deep breaths as I'm working on integrating this session by activating your head, heart, and gut brain. And I'm feeling and sensing this whole transformation, energetic balancing through the spinal cord and opening up of the heart center, the resonance of all the chakras. Now I want you to take your focus to the first two things that came to your mind. Something that you need to enhance, that you feel miserable about, something that you want to manifest, and just mentally scan how you're feeling about this. And put it on the scale 0 to 5. See if you're feeling any better. Again, you can repeat this scan after 10 days and see how you're feeling energetically and emotionally. So wishing you an excellent year ahead. I hope this session finds you helpful with clearing and starting your new year in the best rhythm. Have a lovely day. Bye.